welcome to Mana TV and TV5. Welcome to the show Insight with Praveen Puram. Today, our focus is on one of the oldest and greatest organization, that is IAICC. Do you know what is IAICC? It's Indian American International Chamber of Commerce. Do you know it has started 1990? It's the oldest organization, and it comes with the greatest mission statement: promote and foster economic development of United States of America, Republic of India, together with the rest of the world. What it means? This organization it builds the relationship between India, US, and rest of the world, and how it will be benefited to the individual, corporates, and also businesses. Yes, we have to learn more about it. We have our president and chairman for the IAICC, Indian American International Chamber of Commerce. His name is Mr. KV Kumar. So I would little bit touch upon the introduction to Mr. Kumar. So Kumar is the president and CEO of American International Chamber of Commerce. And he has been an advisor for many of the presidents of America in the White House. And if I start telling about his accomplishments, it would be like, 30, 40 minutes for sure. I would definitely limit myself and, hand it over to Mr. Kumar Garu. Thank you so much, Kumar Garu, for your time today, coming on to this show, Insight with Praveen Puram. So we would love to hear from you. What is this IAICC? And what is the history and benefits to the individual businesses and corporation? We want to hear from you, Kumar Garu. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Praveen Puram. Thank you for having me on your show. It's an honor to be on your show. Good morning to all of you who are listening or seeing me. And the Indian American International Chamber of Commerce was first founded as National Indian American Chamber of Commerce in Washington, D.C. In 1989, it was conceptualized. We kicked it off in 1990. In 1992, we had the first annual convention of the chamber. And then, it went on till, end of 1992. And at that time, end of 1992, I had an unfortunate accident. So I stepped down as the president and CEO of the chamber. Someone else took over. And, it went on for a while. And my recovery was in excess of 10 years.
Wow.
And I had a head injury. And that happened in Atlanta, Georgia. And I came back to reasonable normalcy in 2003, at which time people just pounded on me, KV, you need to really group the chamber together. It's going somewhere here and all. At that time, we had about 7 chapters plus 3 offices in India. And but when I took over, really it was nothing. So and then we also, because of the lapse of time and some issues with the name National Indian American Chamber of Commerce, we changed it to US Indian American Chamber of Commerce. And recently, when I was in New Delhi with the Prime Minister's office, one of the senior officers, additional secretary or something like that, he came to me and said, Mr. Kumar, why are you having this name US and then say Indian American? Why do you say America twice and India only once? You have a good point. Honestly, I cannot give you a reasonable answer to that. We will change it. So we changed it to Indian American International Chamber of Commerce. At the time, we also prefer to start offices in other countries. And in fact, if COVID was not a problem, our India chairman, Anil Agarwal, he had assured me to take me to Africa and to introduce me to several presidents in Africa and open offices in Africa. And we were also going to open offices in Singapore, Dubai, and Hong Kong and other places. We have set everything done, but unfortunately, when I went to India to go further, I had to return to US on March 2nd because of COVID.
COVID, yeah.
And also we were going to celebrate 30 years of our anniversary in April, 27, 28, 29, including White House briefing and including inviting President, Vice President, and others. And unfortunately, that also fell through. If COVID was not a problem, we would have had about 5,000 members by now, and we would have had 10,000 members by the end of next year.
Wow.
I hope the COVID will go away soon, and we will, institute new systems. We have instituted new systems. One of the main things that we have done, we have not put out in full swing, which we are going to do for companies who have suffered a lot from COVID-19. We are going to give them no membership fee until the end of 2021.
Okay.
Help them become member and get the benefits. And of course, those who are making money and others, they have no reason not to pay for membership. And right now, we regrouped, and then in 2003, and then in 2007, I stepped down after two terms of 3 years. 2 years, two terms of 2 years. I stepped down and taken over by other people. And then, unfortunately, the chairman who took over the organization, Dr. Sridhar Kawil, suddenly passed away in 2007.
Okay.
17. And then everybody requested me to come back, and I'm a turnaround specialist apart from the organization.
Exactly.
So they asked me, if you're a turnaround specialist, you should turn around the chamber. So we did that, and then we decided to start the Atlanta chapter first, because that's where we, And then I went to the Consul General of India in Atlanta. I spoke with her. She was very enthusiastic. She supported, and we had a unbelievable support from the Consulate General of India. I thank Dr. Swati Kulkarni specifically in general, and Ambassador Shringla, and also, of course, the current ambassador, for their support. And of course, the Embassy of India and the Commerce Minister and the Consul Generals, they have all been very supportive of this organization. And we are very grateful to Government of India for that. Wherever we have gone, we have received nothing but good welcome situations, for the chamber. And when we decided I took over towards the end of 2017 or early 2018 as the chairman, president, and all those things. So now I have only one title, because we follow the other chambers, like CEO is always the president. So I gave up my title as chairman, and I became president and CEO at the request of the board. And I'm willing to work as a, chaprasi, and I don't mind being a volunteer worker. But, the board decided that they wanted me to be the president, and so long as they want me, at least for one term, I will be the president. And I went to Dr. Kulkarni and requested her, and I heard that the Minister for State, Dr. Singh, V.K. Singh, General V.K. Singh, was coming. He and I sit on a board, on a veterans board, International Veterans Organization. We are on the board of trustees together. And when I requested, thank goodness, the Consul General agreed and the Minister agreed, and they inaugurated our regional chapter in Atlanta, Georgia. And of course, we have worked with, the ambassadors and others, And then we had the next chapter we launched was in New York.
Okay.
And Ajit Pai was kind enough, the chairman of FCC, was kind enough to come, and the Consul General in New York and the Deputy Consul General, they were very cooperative. We had a great event there. And after that, we had an event, we kicked off the California regional chapter, and we had chairman of Tesla, the mayors, the lieutenant governor, everybody was there. We had a great event there. And followed by Arizona. And we had the mayor, we had the governor's office, and everybody there. And it was a great event. Mayor of Phoenix was there. And and now we are putting a group together in Washington, D.C., tri-state, Washington, Virginia, Maryland state chapter. And we are putting our board together. We will have the inauguration, hopefully, in November or early December. And it will be a big event, and we will be happy to. And even with the COVID, we are doing these things.
Wow.
And we are doing a lot of webinars and other things. And we also have, as soon as this COVID situation improves, we are going to have several events. So one of the main things that we provide for the membership is the Sustainable Platform and Leadership Forum for entrepreneurs, professionals, businesses, and bringing the government and the businesses, the entrepreneurs, the owners, and the senior management of the the companies together so that they all benefit. It's a networking thing, networking and mentoring and educating people. And we are very happy, pleased to inform you that we have also started, not officially launched, but it is in operation already. We have started a Women in Business and Leadership group. And it's currently headed by Nandini Selvam. Dr. Nandini Selvam is also the general manager and vice president in a major healthcare company. And we are putting the board together, and we are getting a lot of memberships. And this, we have an executive board member always coordinates with various things. And the women's group, in this case, is coordinated through Dr. Anu Bhatt. She is also from Atlanta.
Yes.
Eminent doctor. Not only that, she is very, very good supporter of the chamber. And she and her husband are very good supporters of the chambers. And she is going to, help with women in business and entrepreneurship growth. And we also have started a youth membership group. And we are very fortunate to have a very good young entrepreneur, Chirag Purushottam. He is 19 years old. He manages a multi-billion-dollar empire.
Wow. I saw that on the website. That's very interesting to me.
Very, very interesting. And for his age, he is over matured. He gives me a lot of advice, and he is very helpful to us. And we are putting the group together. A lot of other people are going to join, and we have put, we are in the process of announcing those things, and we will have a big launch in Bangalore. Hopefully, we'll get who is who in the country from both countries. And in addition to that, we are also establishing a platform, opportunity challenge platform, where people can freely come and trade goods and services on the platform.
Wow.
This is a platform that one of the IT companies have kindly and graciously agreed to put it together. It costs about $5 million, and the chamber pays nothing. And the users pay nothing. And if the deal goes through, they make some money, chamber gets money, and our chapters get some money. I think it's a win-win situation. And one of the prominent small IT companies managed by Indian Americans. At this time, I cannot disclose their name because they want to keep it as in secrecy until the product comes out. And very nice of the CEO of that company he approached me, and he said, "Look, we can do this one for you. It's beneficial for everybody." I said, look, if it doesn't cost the chamber anything, if it brings revenue for us, it helps the membership more importantly, welcome and do that.
So when can we expect this product, Kumar?
It started, this software business is something that I'm a little bit cautious about giving the date. I would say within a year or so, I would say.
Okay.
But hopefully within a year. Okay. But it may happen, a little later or earlier. And they're really devoting time and resources. It costs over $5 million. And if they're going to do that, they better spend their time and resources in a proper way. And one of the things that I really think that what we do is good. We do a lot of things behind the scene. I don't want to really go through our what all we have accomplished. It's on the website. I don't want to waste, your time or my time. Not my time, your time mainly, and the listeners' time.
Exactly.
Exactly, because sorry, my apologies, it fell down. One of the things that I want to do is to help our members get a lot of contracts.
Mm-hmm.
Contracts come in two ways. One is the way that it comes through is directly applying for grants, contracts from the federal, state, local, and city governments. That's why we have the chapters and regions. Regions will do region-wide contracting with the state governments and all the region, okay? And the states will do the local thing, and the cities will do the local stuff. And we want to bring in, because they will work with the mayors and all those things, It's very important, irrespective of who is the president, who is the vice president, who is the governor, who is the lieutenant governor, who is the mayor. Our objective is business first, nothing else.
Exactly.
Support whoever is in power, whoever is helping the business community. We will oppose, irrespective of who is the president, who is the governor, who is the mayor. We will oppose their issues. I mean their propositions if they are not acceptable to the businesses. Okay, and our important thing is really to help the Indian American community first. Okay, and then help all the communities second. Indian American community, because we live here and we need to represent our group. And I'll give you a good example of this one. It is on our website, but hidden, it's not prominently placed. In 2005, this was president was Bill Clinton at that time. They did a lot of renovations and other things with the airports, train stations, the bus stations, and things like that. And a lot of Indian Americans, small business people, called me and wrote to me and contacted me and said, we are not getting any contracts. How come? We are minority, we are not getting any contracts. Okay, one is, as I said, the government. The other one is the corporations itself. Mm-hmm. When a big corporation gets contract from the federal, there is no corporation in America who grows without the contract from the federal and other governments here. Okay, and when the federal government gives contract to a corporation, they are expected legally, and they are supposed to give 10% of those monies to the minority businesses.
Wow, that's a good input.
They have to. Okay, this is not a thing that they are doing. Oh, we are giving them. No, they are not giving. They are expected to give, otherwise they lose their contracts. I served on the National Advisory Council of U.S. Small Business Administration. I was the first one to be appointed, Indian American to be appointed to that one. I was in the executive committee. I saw SBA does a fantastic job. First of all, let me congratulate our new SBA administrator, Jovita Carranza. Jovita has done a fabulous job. And I can tell you that she and I have worked on some committees together, and she is doing a great job. And a lot of our Indian American businesses have been helped by SBA. I want to congratulate both Administrator Jovita Carranza and also the SBA. And one thing is that one, and they also have departments to help. There is an entrepreneurship development department. Alan Gutierrez is the associate administrator for small business administration. Alan Gutierrez is a very good friend of the chamber. He is a very good friend of mine. He is very helpful, and I have recommended him to Bank of Baroda, Bank of India, and others. Okay, I think people should make use of the availability, and SBA also has core program for those who doesn't have right advice. They can go to core program and get free advice from the Small Business Administration. And the same thing, the Minority Business Development Agency in the US Department of Commerce, I was on their board, on their advisory board, and it is headed by the new gentleman, David. He is a very good friend of Indian Americans. He is doing a fantastic job, the national director for MBDA. Another thing that we can also do, our Indian Americans should do this one. Both SBA and MBDA have their own lending wings. SBA is called SBIC, Small Business Investment Corporation. SBA funds that one on a regular basis. And Indian Americans, especially in the minority areas and rural areas, should apply for this one, become an SBIC owner, and they can get paid for salary and also help the entrepreneurs. Giving people do not know much of these things. Okay.
So, Kumar Garu, on this, definitely I wanted to know more. Is there any way? See, the IAICC has done a lot of stuff from the government relationship between India and US. Is there any way there is an education portion? For example, let's say I'm a young entrepreneur. I have an idea. I wanted to go. Today, the options are like investors, right? So as you said, there are government agencies who have funds, grants, and everything. So how do I know? How can I know more about them?
Okay, I have good news for you. As soon as our platform is ready, we are also on the sideline. We are putting one-stop platform where you can get every information about the Department of Commerce. For example, there is so much that on the MBDC, Minority Business Development Corporation, is another one. Okay, you can own and help other entrepreneurs. Okay, other businesses, small businesses. And then, did you know that if you have an international show of exporting products made in America to sell to other countries in the world, Department of Commerce pays for you to travel and go to the exhibition and show your products.
Wow!
You pay for it. People do not know a lot of things, and of course, there is so much of information. People get confused. What we are planning to do, I'm bringing one expert to do this one, to put everything on our website. Okay. And also not just putting the information, we are putting an advisory board, okay, to be there, available to advise individuals, to help them with their particular method of doing business. We cannot be experts in everything.
Exactly, we cannot
be experts to help the people who needs that one.
Yes, of course. I think we will definitely wait for that product, and also I would love to do one more session with you on detailing that too, Kumar Garu. Mm-hmm. So let's come to something about your PAC organization, PAC department, right? Political Action Committee.
Yes.
So a lot of immigration issues, if you see, which are really disturbing the businesses of Indian American community, because most of the IT staffing organizations or development organizations, even per se, bigger companies like Infi, TCS, everyone, they are impacted by this immigration laws. Do we have any voice of IAICC in this regard?
I have, unfortunately, we are putting the things together. Dr. Krishna Reddy, the founder of Indian American Friendship Council, he is a very well-respected leader from California. We have brought him as the chairman of the PAC.
Wow.
And another person who is exceptionally well included in the group, is Ken Kutcha. Ken Kutcha was the former, assistant secretary in the government, and he was also one of the partners in Holland and Knight law firm, and he was he was also with the Church's Chickens, general counsel. He is the treasurer, and what we are doing is, we all give a lot of money for these politicians, but we are going to channel it through the chamber to have a big effect. Okay, on the immigration specifically, Hindu interviewed me earlier this year or last year. Okay, and I have done a lot of work with the U.S. government.
Okay.
Both on the Capitol Hill, also with the White House. We have provided information. That's one of the reasons why the present administration and Trump changed the course, which was going to be cancelled, okay, which changed to end of the year, okay, at least for now. The immigration reform is necessary. It will benefit Indian students and engineers who come and work here. It will help them, okay? But what we are also working on, when they come, if they're married, we don't want them to leave their spouses and children and come to this country. Yes. So what we are working on it is to give them a reasonable accommodation that they can also, look, suppose I'm married to a medical doctor and she comes with me. And I don't want my wife, having spent 8 years in the medical school, to sit at home and not do nothing.
Exactly.
Okay? And I think these things, we are pursuing that one. I am fighting that on a daily basis, my friend. Daily basis. None of these IT companies from India have supported our chamber yet. But I can tell you, I have done more for the IT companies in India than they have done for themselves.
And I'm sure that everyone who sees this video and listening to you, definitely they will think through. And on this specific aspect, what you have discussed about the spouses coming here, they have a lot of experience, but they got to sit at home because they don't have a visa viability to do. In this aspect, once in a consulate as well, I was just telling my thoughts, either the US government should take them to work in their specific area, or the Indian government can utilize them either to teach, to do the jobs, or to, if they are doctors or anything, they can help people in India and their payroll run. So this way, if you see, 50 or 30% of our community across the nation will have their spouses. They are well educated, good skilled. They have multiple talents, but they are not able to do.
Okay, let me answer this one. It's a very good proposition. This is something that I have already discussed with some of the officials in New Delhi.
Okay.
This was that I have been doing this for the last 1 year. Okay. Wow. And because there are two ways to help. One is US government, as you rightly put, that I had not thought of. I thought of, businesses here. Okay. But the second thing is Indian government. They need people who can do work here for them, and they should use. Now, and that one part of it, I think we should push for it. I don't know whether US government can use them, but I tell you what we can do. I have not approached the US government on that part of it, but what I have said is people who are qualified, if the corporations want them, give them the permit to work.
Yes.
That's number one. Also, please, and also there are housewives who may not be as well qualified, but they don't have to stay back. I tell you, they can help in many ways. One is there's a tremendous shortage of manpower.
Exactly.
Babysitting in schools, taking care of the children when the teacher is not there. In children's homes or senior people homes, they can go and help. Whatever they can do, if they're capable of doing, allow them to work. Please don't make them waste in this country.
I saw a number of
we need to provide employment.
yes.
If they are willing to work, we should never stop. And I think whether they are qualified or not, I'll tell you, we had a cook for over 30 years in our house. He was not educated at all. Okay, I got him the citizenship and all those things. Anyway, but he was not well educated. And he was not educated at all, maybe first or second standard. But he was so intelligent. He used to give me advice. I used to take his advice.
Of course.
Sometimes it is not who is doing it, what they are saying it. If a person may not have a PhD, but they may have other talents which a PhD doesn't have. A PhD is so closely going into one subject.
Yeah.
We need to bring people who have common sense.
Kumar Garu, it's a simple answer. Today, during this COVID, everyone are going back to our traditional remedies,
Yes.
right? So if you think about our older generation, they have already put everything in place. For example, if you have a turmeric for the antibiotics, we already have that solution. So instead of giving a shake hand, we always do namaste. That is also one more. So there are a number of ways if we go on discussing. So I would not say education is only the way for evaluating a person, but yes, they have their own brain, they have their own techniques.
And also they have their talents too. So we should look, if a person is talented, willing to work and able to work, we should not stop them from working.
Exactly. I think I would definitely recommend this to utilize the skill sets of our generation, not only from Indian American, any other country.
Absolutely.
Especially in this country, being lonely in the four walls, that leads to depression, that leads to health issues, and I think they will be very happy. But also there is a misuse in this as well. I do not deny, but we need to put our rules strengthening, and monetary tracking should be.
I was talking to somebody, I don't want to name them, in the government, and I brought up some cases because they had contacted me, and I gave the names and all those things. And the person said, look, some people, not all, some people come here without degrees, they purchase degrees. Okay? They don't. And the Indian government should do something about that to stop these universities from giving degrees, okay, to unqualified people. And also what they should do is to really wither out. I mean, somehow they should, if they have a system to wither out these people. And wrong people have taken, this is from the corporations, I'm telling you. When they interviewed people, wrong people are talking. And the person who is coming here to the United States was not even speaking. So they don't know how the systems work. If we can help with those things, it's a very minority part of it. But because of that small minority, we don't want to crucify all the majority of the good people.
Exactly, Kumar Garu. In the interest of time we have left, I think we have already crossed, but I would definitely, the conversation is very interesting and I would love to know more. So can we have an idea of how many people are already members in this particular IAICC?
I don't even know, because of COVID, we haven't kept counts. But let me explain one more thing, if you allow me to say something about it.
Sure.
This is a huge project. This was brought by, Senator from South Carolina, and President Trump liked it, Opportunity Zone. Okay. In fact, I was the only Indian American to be invited to the White House when they launched that program. Okay, awesome. It's on our website. But this Opportunity Zone, over the next 20 years, they are going to invest $20 trillion. Wow. Mainly in the rural and poorer areas. I think there is so much opportunity for these things, for investments and to take benefits from that. Let's do that one first.
Sure.
And Indian companies who wants to be partners, they all look for name, their financial strength, and they should look for quality of the people involved. They should also look at the potentials that they have. Okay, when some of this company, AOL or Microsoft and other companies, when they started in the garage. They had
Exactly.
2 people, 3 people, 1 person, like that. So I think they should not. The companies looking for collaboration, they should not only look for sustainability, but also they should look for ability of the individuals who can do things. And we are trying to set up a cell within the chamber who can check and refer and give the reference back to the companies without the Indian companies coming here for a small fee. And that will save them a lot of agony.
Exactly. Awesome. And can we touch upon for the young youth, right? You have already mentioned entrepreneur programs, right? Do you have any programs, or if at all, let's say I wanted to become an entrepreneur. So can I reach you and you will give mentorship or any program such that?
We had put a group together for entrepreneurship development. Okay. And because of COVID, some people couldn't make it. But we are going to regroup that one, and then I'm going to invite Alan Gutierrez from SBA and somebody from the Department of Commerce to come and talk about these things and give you firsthand. See, what I can tell you, it's older information, yes, and we can give you the current information. I think people who can benefit from that should listen to those people who are in power right now, who can give them first-hand information about it.
Okay. So last question to you. I think we have covered enough about your organization. So this organization also involved in any politically to influence any of the reforms?
Oh yes, of course. We are, I would not call it politically, but we do this. We go on the issues mainly based on the related to business and US-India relationship. We are very active in that. You can ask Government of India on that, and you can ask people around you. We are very active. We have done a lot of good work. Okay, and we are very pleased with that. But we are not satisfied what we have done. We are going to improve. We are going to do better.
So how are you connected to the people, Indian community, especially from the individuals and businesses, small businesses?
We are like what the program you are providing through your program and through media, other media, and also through the word of mouth and through other organizations. And I want to tell you, the current ambassador Taranjit Sandhu, mm-hmm, and the current Minister for Commerce, Mr. Manoj Kumar, they are Mahapatra, Dr. Manoj Kumar Mahapatra and Ambassador Sandhu, and also a lot of people involved, and also Mr. Kumar, who is the Minister for Community Affairs from the embassy. They are doing a fabulous job. And Dr. Kulkarni is one of my favorite consul generals as well. And we are working with the New York Consul General, who is new, and we are working with other consul generals with Amit Kumar and others. They have been very helpful. We have helped. We are in many cases we are behind the scene, and I didn't have a chance to tell you about what happened with the Department of Transportation when they complained. Can I take 2 minutes and
sure, go ahead.
When we went to, and then I contacted the Department of Transportation to lodge a complaint on behalf of our people, and the Secretary's office never contacted me back.
Wow.
Okay, and one day I met the Secretary of Transportation, Norm Mineta, in the White House. I said, I knew him when he was a congressman in California. Mm-hmm. I said, Mr. Secretary, I have been trying to reach you and your office never even contacted me. I sent emails, I sent letters, I called multiple times, my office called, but never got an appointment. I have a serious matter to discuss with you. He took out his BlackBerry. He didn't. There was no iPhone at that. Can you come at 3 on Friday? And I said, Mr. Secretary, I can come at 3 a.m. But I'm
Exactly.
no, don't come at 3 a.m. Anyway, I went to see him, and you know what happened? I don't want to say the other things, but essentially what happened was they put Indian American group in every U.S. government department has a small business wing. It's called OSDBU, OSDBU, Office of Small and Disadvantaged Business Unit. If you go in July 2005, there was no Asian Indian category.
Exactly, I read about this.
November, there's an Asian Indian category. I did that. When I did that, the president of U.S. Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, he told me, "Hey, KV, this is a big accomplishment, man. If I were you, I would host a press conference on the Capitol Hill and announce it." I said, "Yes, my ego says do it. I will be very famous in the Indian American community. However, if I did that, the Koreans, the Chinese, the Filipinos, the Vietnamese, everybody will be at the footsteps of the Department of Transportation. Either they will remove us or they will include them. So it will be diluted." I would not do that. I didn't do it for that purpose.
I think that's a good thought. So, but psychologically, everyone wants to become famous. And that's the humbleness and honesty from you, Mr. Kumar Garu. And I think you have done terrific job in this. And as I go through that 10 or 15 pages of yours and the IAICC, I was stunned to see so many things are happening, but there is no forum. So that is the reason I thought this would help to the people seeing this show. And last thing before we adjourn, I wanted to talk about something on the brain injury, what you had and how you came up, and you were the also in their board. You were serving in this area. Just take 1 minute to tell, because it is worth telling.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Yes.
Okay. I was in Atlanta. I was in Dallas, Texas, receiving an award from the U.S. Hispanic Chamber of Commerce in October 1992, end of September and early October. I got a call from Coca-Cola, and I was asked to go to meet with the chairman of Coca-Cola, Roberto Gosweta. They paid for my ticket, by the way.
Okay.
So I traveled, and there was a position that I didn't want to accept because for personal reasons. Anyway. And they sent a vice president, Rudy Becerra, to pick me up at the airport. Wow. And Rudy was driving, and I was sitting in the car. We had an unemployed truck driver came and hit us. I had a head injury on Mahatma Gandhi's birthday, October 2nd, 1992. I was taken to hospital. I was unconscious. Anyway, the whole thing went for about 10 years for me to recover. But I want you to know, I did not sue Coca-Cola, nor the vice president of Coca-Cola, despite the fact that Rudy Becerra is such a good man. He got us a Cuban-American attorney to represent us on contingency basis, because we didn't have much money, and to help us go through the lawsuit, sue him and Coca-Cola. But you know what? My wife told Rudy Becerra, "Rudy, if I did that, it was not your fault. My husband would divorce me." But later I have served on many organizations. I helped the president of the Brain Injury Association of America requested me to help, and I helped along with a lot of other people were involved. I helped for U.S. Congress to pass the 1996 Traumatic Brain Injury Act.
Wow.
That act by Congress, U.S. Congress, was signed by Bill Clinton, president, and this helps 5 million Americans with brain injury. And I was applauded by U.S. Congress, U.S. Senate, and California Senate applauded me with a plaque and all those things. And California Brain Injury Chair President said, because of that, help. It is on our website, and it helps brain injured people. And I served multiple times governor of Arizona on brain injury council for governors council, and I have served on the International Brain Injury Association, and I have served on the Brain Injury Association. I'm so pleased that I was able to help tons of people on that.
Incredible, Kumar Garu. Incredible. I can see that so many voluntary activities you have done, and I am sure that again no one knows most of them. As I speak, I read so many things about you in the past 2 days to know about you, and it was an honor for me. Not only for me, whoever is seeing the show, they should really acknowledge your the way you have supported the Brain Injury Act and those. It's an incredible, and it's a lifelong accomplishment, I would say. And I would also ask God to give you more life and success, and also do something in India, and also to all our Indo-Americans and also everyone. And we wish you all the best. Any final message to close?
Yes, I will. I have done a lot for India. I have helped on many things. It's on our website. You can look at it. And also on a personal basis, I have made several meetings possible for incoming ministers and others, including Manmohan Ji and others. At that time, we didn't have a good relationship as we have now with the U.S. government. So we have helped a lot. And finally, the Praveen Garu, thank you so much for this honor. Honestly, this is a very good opportunity for me to say what I wanted to say. Thank you for providing me this platform. I sincerely appreciate Mana, the TV, and you for your graciousness. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kumar Garu. These are the inputs what I wanted to give for all our community as a giving back to the community, and we would require your help too. If you have any interesting people who have done for the community, who can benefit others as a neighbors, we would love to bring onto our show and give some information. That's the main.
I have many people, including the Chirag Purushottam and Dr. Narsim Malu and few others.
I want to do with Chirag next one.
Yeah. Yes, I'll arrange that one for you. And then I will also, we have some women in group,
Okay.
Very prominent women. I will recommend you a few people that
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Kumar Garu. Have a great, wonderful day. And thank you, viewers. This is all about today's Insight with Praveen Puram, with Mr. Kumar Garu on IAICC. Please do continue to watch them, and definitely you will get a lot of information. And thank you for all your support. Have a wonderful weekend.